welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about how to process or how to feel when a relative is in the hospital, and how to cope and how to help the person who is in hospital. So let's get into it. So the top tips I've got here are: number 1, make sure you know where the ward is or the hospital is, and make sure that the family, relatives or friends tell you, e.g. research the hospital website. Organise a visiting routine with the family so that the relative knows when to expect you to visit. Find topics to talk about, e.g. family history or favourite subjects or past achievements. Research their medical condition so that you keep up to date with family when they talk to you. Share good things you have achieved or things that you plan to do, e.g. show certificates or badges that you've got. Number 6 is, when the relative is allowed to have food or drink, offer to take some food up there to have a shared lunch, maybe have a picture done together. Offer to take them down to the hospital shop in a wheelchair when they are allowed to grab a coffee and a cake. Things you can do to cope whilst family and friends are in hospital: use things such as a diary or music. I find that it's a really good stress reliever for me. I found that I can really shut my brain off by writing things down in a diary that are bothering me, or listening to my music to help me feel more calmer. Use colouring books again. It's another anxiety lowerer. It's a good de-stress therapy if you want to sit here and colour, and you can get them quite cheaply online as well. Think about topics to talk to them about, so important things, so maybe them serving in the war or things that they did back in their day that they want to talk about. Go out for a walk, so if you're feeling stressed or anxious to go out for a walk, it will help de-stress you. It's an anxiety lowerer. Again, it's good exercise as well, so if you feel that way about going out for a walk, then go and do that to calm yourself. If you have any form of disability or mental health issue, use sensory tools. I have one around my neck right now. I have a sensory necklace on. It helps me to keep calm and helps to lower my stress, anxiety, and to stop a meltdown. Maybe if you want to cook something, so maybe bake a cake or bake some biscuits, something that you find you're passionate about, it might be a good idea to lower your anxiety. So that's that bit. Things you can do to help the hospital: try not to become too overstimulated. So again, the hospital environment can be quite overstimulating for some people, especially people like myself who have to go and visit a sick relative or a sick friend, and you don't often know how to behave or think about or process what's going to happen or what you can expect when you get there. So things that I've found out about are using an appropriate tone of voice, short speech, talk about their hobbies and interests. Don't always think about touching the patient or the person, because it might trigger their anxiety and make them feel worse. Also, it could cause germs to spread if you've been ill or unwell yourself. Still treat them like they're a normal person, because they are still a normal person. It's just that they're going through a period of being extremely unwell. So that's another part here. Things you can do to make a loved one or friend's time in hospital easier: keep family and friends updated at all times, but keep non-essential visitors to an absolute minimum, because again, that will lower their anxiety and lower their stress. So yeah, make sure that you make your loved one as comfortable as possible. So make sure they're explained to what is happening. Make sure that you alter their quilts or whatever that you need to do when you're at the hospital. Always confirm the visit with the patient. Always tell the patient that you're going to come at a certain time. Make sure the ward staff know as well, so they expect the visitor to come onto the ward. Family members should always designate one spokesperson. So for me, my auntie is the spokesperson of the family. So when my grandma has been admitted recently, she becomes the spokesperson for everybody. So she will then text or phone everybody when it's safe to do so, or when she feels that she needs to. Do not wear perfumes or strong colognes, because the patient might not like perfume or strong smells. So I make sure I don't wear any perfume anyway. I don't like the stuff. I think it's horrible. So please don't do that, because it will really stress them out and make them potentially worse. Do not bring any food or drink do not bring any food or drink onto the ward because you won't be allowed. And also the patient may be on a special food diet or fluid restriction, so you have to be very, very careful about bringing that type of food into the unit as well. Remember, you can always ask questions to the ward staff if you don't understand. It's always important to ask. I got told this recently when I phoned up my local hospital disability nurse. He said, Gemma, make sure you ask questions. It is your right, you can ask. Ask questions. If you don't understand, ask. So always ask the nurse or a specialist doctor if you can find one, and ask just what's happening, what the routine is, what they're aiming to do, and stuff like that. So yeah, try and control your own emotions as well, because again, I've been very up and down flippant with my emotions recently. Sometimes I want to cry about my grandma, sometimes I want to scream about it because I find it really confusing, and I don't really understand why she's gone to hospital. I don't really understand why she's there, or what actually happened to lead her to get there. And so again, try and control it, be as positive and neutral as you possibly can. If you do feel that you're getting negative or emotionally dripped down, try and not be at the hospital. Try and walk away, have some time to yourself, and then come back to visit when you're in a better mindset, so that it doesn't distract the patient from getting better, or make their self-esteem worse, or make their stress or their anxiety worse. So yeah, that's another important point to take on board as well. And yeah, and do things like, when you go home, like, do things to de-stress as well. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But my personal thoughts, my thoughts on friends or family being in hospital, I'm finding that I have my best friend who's currently in mental health ward. She has been sectioned, and I find that really, really difficult. You know, it's happened before, but being away from her, it's the unexpected change and the unexpected break to our routine. Like, we usually see each other 2 to 3 times a week, and going from that to absolute nothing is a big jump, and we're having to re-establish our routine of how often we can contact each other and how best it is going to be to work with each other with regards to her getting out. So again, that's been a really big upsetting change. And also with my gran being in hospital, I've not really understood why she's there, or what led to her being there, or how long she's expected to be in there, and the best way to talk about it, or if to bring it up. It makes me feel nervous and anxious because I don't often know how to successfully communicate all the time. So for me, I'm constantly having to think, what do I say? Do I say anything at all? Do I not? Do I just be quiet? And yeah, it can lead to anxiety. So people with autism, please make sure you explain it. It's always important to get support. And if you feel overwhelmed, please ask for support. You're not alone. You don't have to go through it on your own. So yeah, that's my tips for this video, guys. Please like, please comment, please share, and please subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching. Bye, guys.